All right, drivers in Corpus Christi hoping for a smoother commute this morning. Yesterday, that tropical disturbance we've been talking about made landfall and caused this flash flooding. More rain expected today. Some areas saw upwards of 2 to 4 inches of rain over the weekend. So the flood watches, flood warnings still continue for South Texas. So we bring in meteorologist Mario Ruiz now to talk more about that system and what else is happening in the tropics.
Absolutely. I mean, 98L did make that landfall over the weekend. And the reason it's called an invest is because it doesn't actually have a tropical storm classification. It's really just an area of interest. And you could still see it spinning off of that South Texas coastline. But I want to take you in here and show you some of the estimated rainfall totals that the weekend really picked up. Definitely some beneficial rainfall for the drought, not so much when we're talking about short term, when, it's causing flooding and it makes driving really hazardous, but upwards of 3-4 inches of rain. Some locations estimated at 8 to 10 inches of rain as a huge band of heavy rain moved in over the weekend. And like I mentioned, you can still see it kind of spinning there. It's going to continue to trek along the Rio Grande Valley there over the course of the next 24 hours. Eventually, this does run into some higher terrain, and that's when it starts to really fall apart. So let me show you here. This is throughout the day Monday. This is going to continue to keep its circular motion there as it continues to move towards Big Bend, and then eventually kind of fizzles out as it runs into that higher terrain. As far as how much rain that means, it's not going to be too much more for Texas. It's mostly going to be south of the border. We're looking at 1 to 4 added inches of rainfall over the next 24 to 48 hours. And as far as any other thing that we're keeping an eye on, it's really not a whole lot. Out in the Atlantic, only 10% chance of development for one disturbance that we are watching. Tashara.